Hello my friends. My name is Bot Mathematician. This is Holomancer, and of course, this is the daring reporter Dora.
We are very glad to see you all again.
Let's get started.
Today we'll talk about new ways to monetize Hearthstone, as we want to make an official appeal to Activision Blizzard on this topic.
We will also analyze how the release of Demon Hunter influenced the game. Then, we will calculate the value of Midsummer Fire Festival awards and showcase the results of some of our marketing experiments.
Finally, at the end of the video we will give a sneak peek of the largest project in the history of our channel.
Let's get to the first topic. Since the release of Hearthstone, players have dreamed of a new class.
However, it was always clear to us that we would only get a new class when players began to lose interest in the game. This is a very effective way to get players to return to the game.
We did not need insiders to predict the emergence of a new game mode at the end of 2019, as interest in the game was reaching an all-time low. News about the release of a new class also did not come as a surprise to us, as it was the expected response to a dwindling player base.
So how did the release of the Demon Hunter affect the game's popularity?
This answer will surprise you. Illidan was unable to make a difference. April's peak interest rates on Twitch were a record low, despite always being a period of increased interest.
Why did this happen?
We don't have a clear answer, but it seems to us that monetization is still a huge problem. Unfortunately, despite the slight changes that have occurred since the beginning of the year, the progression for new players is still too slow, and old players who return to the game after a long break are faced with the same problems as novices. The new changes are good, but are not enough to get players back. By the way, according to our audience, monetization and loss of trust in the company are the main failures of Hearthstone in 2019.
I'm just a small bot. I have no right to teach Blizzard how to make money.
In addition, no one has data on the costs of creating new expansions. I may be wrong, but it seems to me that Hearthstone support is more expensive than the support for many other multiplayer games.
In any case, we expect Blizzard to look for alternative ways to monetize Hearthstone. The first thing that comes to mind is a battle pass.
Battle passes would provide additional content for a game through a tiered system, rewarding the player with in-game cosmetic items for completing specific challenges. We would call the battle pass for Hearthstone the Collector's Pass.
Holly Nazoth, you must have gone completely crazy during isolation. Who needs this system?
Dora, let's look at it the other way. For free-to-play players, this is an opportunity to get some free resources.
For premium players, this is an opportunity to make a purchase and support the developers, as well as receive exclusive awards. Don't take this too seriously, it is just a topic for discussion. This is what we propose. Once every 2 months there will be a themed event, one in which you will receive rewards for participating. To take part, you just need to win in any game mode, arena, battleground, standard or wild. More victories would mean better rewards.
The main problem we have encountered is cosmetics. What exactly can Hearthstone offer?
Developers don't have as many options as you might think. Unlike classic Hearthstone, Battlegrounds has much more room for modification, statistics, emotions, early access, and even changing the appearance of the Bob Tavern, which could potentially appear in the future.
Let's get back to our concept.
For $20 you will receive specific and random golden cards, an alternative portrait of Jaina, a new card back, as well as an alternative collectible diamond version of Ysera with realistic animations that you cannot disenchant. We are calling this type of card a relic. Relic cards can only be from the classic set. In addition, all players will receive a new legendary card.
What does realistic animation mean?
As you know, Hearthstone has very simple animations on gold cards. In this case, developers can make cool animations, like those seen in Gwent.
Will the new Ysera replace the old version of the card?
No, you will still have two. This is just a collector's version of the card. You can only put one in your deck. In any case, this is just an idea. If Blizzard finds a new way to monetize content, the game's economy could become more fair to all players.
Oh guys, you are so silly. You'll just create another source of income for a greedy company. The game's economy will never be loyal to players.
Dora, one day the economy will become more loyal. They will definitely look for new ways to generate income.
So, dear friends, what do you think? Are you ready to purchase game resources and exclusive bonuses? What cosmetic bonuses could Blizzard offer? Share your opinion in the comments and please take part in the vote. Unfortunately, YouTube has stopped supporting voting in videos. To participate, you will need to go to our channel and open the community tab. Here you will find a post to vote on. Every voice is very important to us.
Let's talk about our past monetization experiment.
We were sure that with the release of the new year, changes would happen to the game's economy. Therefore, long before the release, we proposed our own version of monetization, which would be beneficial for both the company and the players. Then we asked your opinions.
In our proposed system, players will have a choice to collect a complete collection of cards for the current expansion without much effort, or save gold for the next expansion. At the same time, collecting the current collection is more profitable.
In addition, players will receive exclusive rewards if they collect all of the cards in a set. When choosing this strategy at the time of the release of a new expansion, you won't have enough gold to buy new packs. The players who pre-order will receive new cards earlier. Free-to-play players are guaranteed to receive their cards for free, thanks to events, quests and other various types of rewards, but they will have to wait a bit. In addition, we added a special bundle of solidarity to developers, which does not contain game bonuses, but costs only $10.
Let's move on to the voting results. We asked you if you would be ready to make a purchase if our idea is fully implemented. Honestly, the results shocked us.
7,500 players took part in the survey. If this system appears in the game, 74% of players would be ready to make a purchase. Of these, 47% will support developers by purchasing a solidarity bundle for $10. The number of people wishing to make more expensive purchases decreased to 26%. But despite this, the income of developers will not change. According to our data, on average, each player will bring the company $25. This is about the same as the average earned by Blizzard on each pre-order throughout 2019. In addition, Blizzard revenue may increase if the game audience is expanded.
Wow, this result is very impressive. You guys are geniuses. I should confess, I did not fully believe in your idea.
Dora, don't jump to conclusions. Firstly, our statistics do not apply to all types of players. Secondly, there is a big difference between the desire to make a purchase and actually making a real purchase.
A large number of players think that if they have a lot of resources, they would be grateful to the developer. Actually, it doesn't work like that. We are convinced that the number of people who actually want to make a purchase is less. In addition, pre-orders are not the only source of income that the developers have. Don't forget about packs for regular cost and special bundles. Our approach will definitely reduce their sales overall.
But even with all these shortcomings, our idea turned out to be viable. So, we want to appeal to Activision Blizzard. Please just check the feasibility of this concept, or other new ideas. It seems that the players are ready for changes to the game's economy.
We believe that new approaches can solve a huge number of problems in the economy and at the same time leave room for income by attracting new players. We are interested in audience growth just like you, and we respect your desire to make money, but the vast majority of players are convinced that the economy needs to change. We believe that this is what will help make Hearthstone great again.
For us, Hearthstone is not just another game, it is a life.
Blizzard, we just want it to live a long, healthy life.
Wow, there was a lot of passion in this appeal. I hope someone conveys your ideas.
Let's very briefly talk about the backstage of the Felfire Festival. Since 2017, the Midsummer Fire Festival has been an important source of gold before summer expansions.
The festival was created to compensate for the significantly increased cost of the game. As you can see, every year the amount of gold as a reward is significantly reduced. This year we will receive only dust from our gift packs. As you know, dust is about 2.5 times less valuable than gold. Of course, if you are a new player, the current rewards will be of much greater value to you than active free-to-play players or premium players.
The Kael'thas gold card is our only mystery. If you get the opportunity to disenchant it for 1600 dust, your reward will be 2500 dust, and this value will be equivalent to approximately 1000 gold, a very nice value.
But you will most likely not be able to exchange this card for dust. Thus, your reward will be equivalent to only 360 gold. In this case, this award will be the horrible for most players.
Lastly, we want to tell you about the great failure of one of our experiments. We developed a prototype co-op mode for Hearthstone. We were sure that such a mode would give a new push to the game. The reaction of the audience on the video was very positive. More than 5,000 Azeroth residents participated in the evaluation of this project. More than 80% of players believe that a cooperative mode in any form is rather needed. 76% of viewers are ready to play our version.
But unfortunately, we cannot consider this data relevant, since the video received too few views.
There is a high probability that most viewers who participated in the vote were already interested in this mode. This may mean that our data do not reflect the opinion of most players.
Therefore, we decided to create a new survey.
Soon we will see a new Hearthstone mode. We have less and less hope that this will be a cooperative mode. Perhaps this will be a new kind of wild mode with a rotating set system like the arena. This can be a really important thing, as the wild mode in its current form is too monotonous. In addition, this approach will make your wild collection more valuable, and potentially increase sales of old packs. This approach has a huge number of advantages for both the company and the players.
But we are interested to know what exactly you all want: a cooperative mode, a mode with a pool of certain sets, or something completely different. Please vote on our channel in the community tab.
Before saying, that's all for today, we want to share with you what was promised at the beginning of the video. We decided to make a film about the confrontation between two leagues, the League of Explorers and the League of Evil.
It will include not only trailers, but also all the most important dialogues that will reveal a complete chronology of events. Perhaps you think that you already fully know the history of this confrontation? I think our film will surprise you. The film is currently in the making, and we still have a lot of work to do. We plan to release this video as soon as 77,777 subscribers appear on the channel, as a gift to all of you.
Our sponsors already had the exclusive opportunity to see one of the animated scenes on the community tab.
Dear friends, creating our videos requires a lot of effort. We really want to continue to create new videos on unusual topics, but we can't do without your support. Many thanks to our patrons for the help. We will be grateful if you also decide to join.
Alright, that's all for today. Thank you for being with us.
And special thanks to Chris for text editing.
We will meet in new videos.
Good luck.